All right. So, hello everyone. I'm Nikita, and on behalf of Priya Youth, I would like to welcome and thank you all for joining us for this celebration. I and my colleague Yashvi will be moderating the discussion. Before diving into the depths of the discussion, I want to briefly talk about Priya Youth. All of you already know about Priya Youth, but just to give you a little background, what we have been doing now. So Priya Youth is the youth initiative of Priya, which is a 38-year-old organization working on the issues of active citizenship, working on community development, working on on creating inclusive spaces and citizenship. In the year 2017, Priya Youth started engaging deliberately, actively, and inclusively with young people across India as part of the Youth in Democracy program. Through different programs and through different medium of engagements, we try to understand how democratic processes impacted the lives of young people in India on everyday basis and also try to support and foster democracy in everyday life. As part of the program, we launched the first edition of the Youth in Democracy Fellowship in the year 2019. This was Priya's Youth in Democracy Fellowship was a learning program for college students with the aim of developing a network of young people, a group of young people who can become active citizens by, learn, by learning these principles and values of democracy in everyday life, of tolerance, of inclusivity, of creating safe spaces, of encouraging conversations, and also become willingly to contribute to the democratic functioning of families, communities, and society together throughout their lives as adults. Now, without taking another moment, I would like to request my colleague Yashvi to share today's schedule with everyone.
Hello everyone. Every year, Priya Youth utilizes this occasion of International Youth Day to provide safe spaces to young people to have conversation and put forward their opinions and views on issues concerning them through a range of events. This year, the official theme for International Youth Day is Youth Engagement for Global Action and seeks to highlight the way in which engagement of young people at the national, local, and global level can be seen. The theme for this year completely aligns with what we do and what we have envisioned for our future. Thus, this day is a perfect opportunity for us to conclude this 9-month long YMP fellowship and learn about the individual and collective challenges, learnings, and experiences of the fellows. Before moving forward to the presentation, I would like to thank Mr. Juan Pablo from UNESCO, Mr. Rahul Khera from Hans Sender Foundation for taking out time and joining us for this discussion. We are pleased to have you here. I would also like to thank everyone who was part of YND team and the cohort that we started last year. This journey would not have been possible without you. The first cohort of YND fellows had 22 fellows from different colleges. For fellows, this fellowship was an intensive experiential journey where they reconstructed different social concepts and their applicability in real life. Today, we have our fellows with us who would be sharing their rich experiences with us. Lastly, a big thank you to all Priya team for being a great support. Before moving forward to the presentation, I would like to give a glimpse of our journey through a short
fellowship. And now we'll be hearing from the fellows who were part of this journey and who were doing everything with us. Moving on to the presentation. So now we'll be having some presentations, after which we'll leave the floor open and we'll also hear from people who were directly involved in the designing and developing of the fellowship and also who were guiding us during this journey. And towards the end, we will leave the floor open to the new cohort of the fellows and the alumni batch of the fellows who can interact with each other, ask questions and share their experiences. So just as I mentioned that we'll be having the new cohort of fellows, I just wanted to tell you that we've started with the new batch of the fellows and start the second year of this journey. And we have them, thank you for them also for joining us and being part of these presentations. Now I will request Anuba and Hanur to start with their presentation. Over to you.
Hello everyone, thank you for the opportunity. So I am Anubha and Hanur will be starting with the presentation. Thank you.
So yeah, this is the picture from the first day. And I'll talk briefly about where was I when I started the fellowship and what was I looking for in YND. And I'd completed my bachelor's in psychology from DU and I was planning to do my master's in either child or community development, child psychology. And Priya Youth seemed to hit the sweet spot between both of these. Now, the unit of analysis within the field of psychology is an individual. But if you want to consider social change, you need to be able to connect with these individual level processes to population level outcomes. And this was the major reason, at the focus of identity and society modules within the YND program. I've been struggling with fears of public speaking ever since like high school, and it was crippling. So when I read that the fellowship will focus on youth leadership, I felt like it's the right place to work on these fears. I hope that not many people can relate with this, but my college was nothing like a TED Talk or, a place where dialogue was, appreciated. And I'd moved to Delhi for my undergrad, but due to the entire focus being on theory, the experience was really dull. Another reason for signing up for the fellowship was the dichotomy between my experiences that I was able to intellectualize to cope in the world, but I wasn't able to harness these understandings and put them into action. I knew that there were social issues that I didn't completely understand, but was blissfully overlooking them because they didn't directly affect me. For example, there was gender fluidity and sexuality. And as it later turned out, everything directly affects you when you're in the social sciences. The last reason was that there's this notion within psychology, or at least that's how it was in my college, that they tried to add a quantitative element to every research project in order to justify its authenticity. So I had the opinion that the only effective form of research was quantitative. But at Priya, I realized the value and importance of participatory research. Moving on, what I learned at the YND was the importance of a holistic perspective. And by holistic, I mean connecting the self with identity and society. And not just in the sessions that we attended, but we were also given reading materials for all of these three schools of thought: philosophy, psychology, and sociology, which really helped me to understand the different units of analysis that I mentioned earlier. Okay, understanding where our identity is situated in the social spectrum, it was really important because, there were so many sessions of how we wear masks and where we act as a different person and how identity interacts with our social surroundings. Yes, perspective taking. It's not until you understand the functioning of any social structure in all its complexity that you'll be able to initiate change And perspective taking sessions are a very healthy way to build this understanding. And these were the sessions that I enjoyed the most at YND. Priya Youth gives you a platform, gives us everybody a platform, but where you get the best of both worlds at YND is because you're getting Priya's resources as well. Okay. Yes, we went to so many organizations where I otherwise couldn't have gotten an opportunity to go, but the best one of these was actually Priya itself, because we met fellows and interns, exchange students, and we're still all connected on social media. And these are people from all over the world. And yes, it's just a part of life now. This point speaks for itself. I was able to work on my public speaking because Nikita, Pooja, Shubhangi, and the facilitators, they created a safe space and encouraged expression within an inclusive environment that everybody could contribute to. Okay, even in our social action project, everybody is working within a different paradigm, but the method of participatory research is common to all. And learning this and its importance was very enriching. And lastly, I was able to incorporate all of these points in our social action project. And I'm grateful that I got to learn all of this. Back to Anubhav. Oh, actually, sorry, one more point. These were my favorite sessions. The one by Nandita ma'am on gender identity, and the other one on self-development and coping mechanisms by Rajesh sir. Anubha, back to you.
So, hi everyone, I am Anubha Gopal and I am currently pursuing my Masters in Social Work from University of Delhi. And I was told about this fellowship by one of my professors, and I got really attracted by the module design itself. And it beautifully related self and social change via identity and society modules. So as a student of social work, I could guess what it meant, but was really clueless about how much each module had to offer. And so without any second thoughts, I decided to take up this great opportunity to explore all these dimensions. So the prime motive of me joining this fellowship was that I actually wanted to gain practical insights on the terms like self, identity, society, and social change, other than the theoretical aspect, which I was aware of already. So I also expected that this would be a great opportunity to develop my own skills and understanding by getting to know fresh perspectives of experienced resource persons from various fields. And I also looked up to it as it finally gave an opportunity to work on an issue which was close to our hearts, and also did not we had open hand to do anything what we wanted to do, but in the participatory manner. So all this was what I expected from it. And now what I gained from this fellowship. So during this 9-month fellowship program, there wasn't even a day when I was not excited about these sessions. And the very first day of that was the orientation program, it filled me up with so much of fresh energy as we were interacting with each other for the first time through a game. And that positive energy the positive energy that was exchanged that day, I can still feel that. And during the sessions on self module, I realized the importance of knowing and caring my own self, which also includes my own 5 senses and the conscience. The greatest takeaway was in this process, one must remain careful of not becoming an excluded self. During the sessions in identity module, while doing identity mapping of myself and 3 more people close to me, I learned how democracy works in our lives and to what extent we are free to practice it. These sessions also helped me to understand that democracy can be truly practiced when I actually simplify complex theories and concepts and try to, imbibe it in my life and practice it myself. And the enriching and fun-filled participatory activities definitely had deep impact on my own thought process, which helped me broke my own myths, prejudices, and widened my horizon of viewing things. One of the sessions which really changed my perspectives to 360-degree related to gender and identity was decoding sexuality and identity. And of course, how can I forget to mention that the exposure that we got in the prestigious organizations like UNESCO, where we had a wonderful interactive session on sustainable development goals. Back to you, Harnoor.
Thank you, Anva. Okay, so I'll briefly talk about why did we choose the topic of male child sexual abuse, apart from every other topic. And here we can see a difference between the number of girl child sexual abuse cases and the number of boy child sexual abuse cases in India. And there is also a tremendous difference when we compare these statistics with those of the United States. Notice how the variation between girl and boy child sexual abuse is present in India and not so much in the US. Now, this huge difference could either be because of the stigma of reporting crime or the legal differences between the two countries. Either ways, it isn't based on gender in the USA. Also, India has such low numbers because conviction rates refer to only cases which have completed court proceedings in the current year. And the ones that carry forward to the next year, they are incidentally a larger number than the previous ones. So it is important to raise the topic because many times they're asked why male child sexual abuse and not a mixed group, which brings us to another question, that is child sexual abuse gendered? This project does not infer that this project does not infer in any way that male child sexual abuse is different from female child sexual abuse, but focuses on the social dynamics playing out on the legal, familial, and emotional levels. It is this lack of narrative of a male child abuse survivor that brought us to try and understand the reasons behind these lost voices. Also, we need to understand that the child sexual abuse is less about acting on sexual desire and more about the power relations between the victim and the abuser. Lastly, I want to mention that how we could correlate these our understandings from the modules conducted at YND with the social action project. The first one was hegemony and the differences in power relations. The second module that really helped us understand this context was self-development and coping, where, you know, how does a victim or we in general life as well cope with instances that we're not, you know, mentally ready for. And the last one was how gender, sexuality, and identity are, you know, concepts that really impact our understanding of every situation. So back to Anubha Ram.
Yes. Our original idea about the social action project was to carry out sessions on awareness and action against child sexual abuse in Trilokpuri community in Delhi. However, due to pandemic, we had to get into completely online mode. We were really stuck as to how will we get this done on online mode, as it was very sensitive topic and an issue. So we had a lot of difficulty in getting the participants who were okay to talk about it. We interacted with adult males who had experienced child sexual abuse and were comfortable in sharing their stories with us. We reached out to them via word of mouth and a poster that we circulated on social media platforms. So all the participants were Indian, aged between 21 to 31 years as of June 2020. We conducted in-depth semi-structured interview via audio calls, which was recorded with the prior consent of the participants. So the key results that we could reach to after data collection and after interacting with the participants is that none of the participants shared about the sexual abuse with anyone until their teenage years. And in all the cases, without exception, the abusers were known to the participants. None of them took legal action on this front, and it was shared by the participants that they shared this experience with only the trusted close ones who were aware and sensitive towards this issue, and made them realize that it wasn't their fault at all. So yes, that was all about our social action project. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anuba and Hanur, for this interesting presentation. It was very insightful, and thank you for sharing your experiences. Before moving ahead, I would like to thank Mokshida. She's just joined us, and she's from APPI, Azim Premji, and thank you for joining us. Now we'll be moving on to the next presentation, which is of Pooja. Pooja, over to you.
Hello everyone, my name is Pooja Malik, and to describe the entire journey in 2 words, I would say it will be learning and self-introspection. I thank Priya because the person I am today speaking in front of you, I was not that person before the fellowship. All the modules that Priya had designed were formulated and regulated in such a way that trying to bring a change in the society, we saw a change in ourselves, especially me. I could see a change in my personality, my views, thinking about a particular topic. I still remember before the fellowship, I was a kind of a person who was not comfortable speaking in front of other people publicly. The fear of judgment was deeply rooted inside me. And even I was very nervous during the first day of the internship because I thought, how will I introduce myself? What will be the questions that people will ask from me? What if I'm unable to answer them? But then after some time, I saw that Priya was, to my surprise, there was nothing so strict about Priya. They treated us as a part of the Priya family and not merely as fellows or interns working there for a 9-month program. We started with the first module, that was the self module, and as the name suggests, it was about ourselves. It was about who we are, and it was very important because if we want to bring a change for someone else, we need to know first who we are and what are our capabilities and what we can do with them. With the help of exercises and sessions on movement, images, senses, we were able to understand, okay, this is a certain kind of personality I have, which I show to others, and there is certain part which is only to myself. That's my hidden self, and I don't show it to anyone else. The next module was the identity module, which has by far been one of my most favorite modules because the amount of learning and introspection I got from this module was never there in any of the other modules comparatively, because I thought there were many sessions that questioned our thinking, that questioned our beliefs, that questioned, okay, are we really portraying who we are? Like, I'll give you an example. This was a session conducted by Nandita ma'am, where she made 2 boxes. One was for the female and one was for the male. And then she gave us some words like strength, money, makeup, and all those. And we had to write them, we had to fill the boxes very quickly. Without thinking, we unconsciously, most of us, for the makeup thing, we put it under the female section, and for the money thing, for the strength thing, we put it under the male section. And I clearly remember that day, I thought that this is something that is actually within me and within some of us, we as society members, and we have to change it. So that started the process of change within me after that session that was conducted. Then the third module came, which was the society module. This was it went a level up because now we were talking about bringing a change in the society. So we started to understand about the aspects of society and what all do we need to know before we start working with the society. So it was a very important base because this proved as the main and the whole and soul of our social action projects, and we also started relating it about the topic we actually have to work on. One of the most interesting sessions was the one in the UNESCO that was conducted about the Sustainable Development Goals. There I could realize, okay, if my project is on this, so it relates to this Sustainable Development Goal and it is making some sense over there. And then there was a session by Youth Ki Awaaz where we were made to plan a social action project ourselves. We were divided in groups and then we had to do it. I remember I worked with 2 of my fellows on marital rape. A concept like this, I started thinking, and then I got to know, okay, these are some of the things I have to work on when I actually pursue my social action project. During this journey, we also got to be part of a very interesting program named Youthra, in which Priya invited some of the street theatre societies to perform on topics. This year, the topic was democracy in everyday lives. So it was interesting to see how the youngsters see democracy and portray it. some see it in the form of politics, some see it in the form of current scenarios, and some in law and order. As soon as our change module started, before the fellowship even, I decided that I'll work on a topic of drug awareness, because being a youth, most of us are youth members only. We attend parties, we see what happens, we drink, we smoke, and mostly what happens is there's just only 2 or 3 people in the group who smoke or drink, and seeing those 2 people, all the other people in the group start drinking because they think otherwise they'll be left out. This was the basic ideology and the reason why I started to work on drug awareness. And also, according to data, around 75% of Indian youth is affected by drug usage and is addicted. So I thought, let's work on a topic that can be the future of our country, because the cases are increasing. This will certainly affect the productivity in some way. So I started on working on drug awareness, Choose to Refuse. That was the name of my project. I remember the first field visit I made to a drug rehab center that day, and just the next day, the first lockdown happened. The pandemic started in our country, and all the plans were actually, they came to a standstill. I didn't know what to do next, but it was just the 3 modules, the training that I got in the 3 modules, that I started thinking of alternatives. My mentors, Shubhangi, Nikita, Sohail sir, all were always there with me, and they told me of alternatives. Okay, I can, by doing this, I can shift it online. So I started slowly and steadily, and now if I look back at the 3 to 4 months that I did my social action project, I realized I did some of the things that I never thought that as me, like earlier me, 9 months before who I was, I never would be able to do that. I organized a Zoom webinar, being a speaker of it. I even organized some of the motivational video sessions with the rehab center patients. I organized a health curriculum for a school about drug awareness as a topic. Priya had changed me completely. Even during this pandemic, I could see that I was able to be part of a mental health webinar. I could speak on that. And today I'm wearing this society t-shirt of Priya, and I feel very proud and fortunate that I could be a part of this program. I would like to thank the Priya team, my fellows, and everyone who were a part of this journey with me, who could change me and make me who I am today. So I would like to conclude by thanking everyone for making this journey a very memorable one. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your journey with us, Pooja. I was actually remembering everything since the beginning, how it started, and you really were able to tell us everything in 10 minutes. Thank you very much. And I would request everyone who's not speaking to please mute yourself during the presentations. Now I would request Ahana and Clover to take this forward and share the screen, share the presentation they want to talk.
Thank you for the introduction. So, Ahana and I will be speaking about our journey at Priya and how it helped us transform from what we were about more than 9 months ago to what we have become now.
Hello everyone, I am Ahana and I am still a fellow at YND Fellowship Program and part of Priya, because we are still on the verge of completing our project. Just a few finishing touches are left. And in addition to it, I am a PhD scholar at Christ University. I am researching on aging and social care, and I am indebted to Priya because today whatever I am, it is only because of the support which I received from Priya and Youth and Democracy Fellowship.
And I'm Kuwar. I am an MSc Economics student at Terry School of Advanced Studies, and I'm still a YND fellow. Like, as Ahana mentioned, we still have a few days left to complete our project. So, like, our journey at Priya has been a mix of good, bad, and it was not exactly a rough road. It was not exactly a smooth sail also. So, like, it all started here. I think most of the new fellows haven't got a chance to visit the Priya office, but this is where our interviews were done. And for me, it started with an email from Priya. Like, I got an email in my college from my college mailbox, and it said it had the details about the fellowship. And the reason I joined the fellowship was because primarily I had applied for a lot of fellowships, got selected for a few, but didn't go there rather couldn't go there. So like I joined this one because in the fellowship ka tag chahiye tha. That was one of the primary reason, and also because I had time on my hand. But things changed and my perspective about the fellowship changed. So when I came for my interview, it didn't seem like an interview. So they were Pooja and Nikita taking the interview. When I went inside, they asked me my name and the place where I was from. And as soon as I mentioned that I was from Srinagar, it changed into a conversation. It was more of a candid talk. हाँ कश्मीर में सब कैसा है, ये कैसे करते हो, वो कैसे करते हैं, and they spoke to me in a way that I was already a part of Priya. And I don't know how the case was with Anna, but मेरे लिए काफी like informal interview सा था.
So yeah, what Kuya mentioned about Nikita and Pooja, their support was immense towards me. My experience was a little bit different because after my masters, I was going through a very depressive phase of my academic career. There were a lot of confusions in my mind with no solutions, and I didn't knew actually where to head and what to do next. So one day I happened to come across this fellowship, about this fellowship in a WhatsApp forward, and something struck me instantly because the title itself, Youth and Democracy Fellowship, seemed very different to me because whatever fellowship I heard earlier, it's more about using academic jargons and very strictly related to academic perspectives such as cultural diversity or something related to my disciplines. But this fellowship was more about identifying myself, and the 4 modules of self, identity, society, and change, they are more about the lived experiences of understanding people. I mean, it's not only about going and doing a particular course, it's about interacting with everyone in free conversations, and that's what democracy or democratic society holds on. So I learned a lot from this fellowship. I wanted something, a kind of engagement for myself, which is not only in terms of academic rigor, but also hands-on experience. And this YND fellowship is a perfect combination of this two because it helped me in my professional development. I was able to identify myself, and the things are, I was always an introvert person by heart. I never interacted much with people. And after coming to this fellowship and meeting people from different areas, walks of life, even different disciplines, I started putting out my perspectives. It is important, before going to a field, it's important that you know yourself. Because if you don't know yourself, you can't respect the opinions of others. And that's what participatory research method teaches us. If I talk about my journey, I am indebted to have received training from various change makers and social workers in the field, who talked and discussed about contemporary issues on politics, diversity, and everything ranging from subaltern views of people. Coming from a discipline like sociology, which always demands an objective perspectives towards life or towards researches, biases or balance those biases. It's difficult to, when you go to the particular field and you see people from other backgrounds or other cultural groups, it's to sort of get on your subjective things and carry out your subjective and objective balance, which Rajesh Tandon sir has taught us on concepts while discussing about concepts of hegemony and how to take into account the perspectives of people, because even the people who are at the lower rank of the society, they too have voices, which we need to recognize while doing participatory research method, which is at the heart of the YND fellowship. Because we not only deal with what is there in the field, but we deal with the micro issues and even the issues which impact and have implication in every aspect of people's life. Self and identity are the two processes which actually changed me. It made me much more extrovert in terms of even interacting with people, creating rapport in different fields. Because while you start your social action projects, you need a lot of conversations with people, negotiating with them, with their views, in fact. So I developed a certain kind of balance to know where to hold my where to get where to ignore my biases and at the same time where to study things in a particular perspective in a free democratic society like India.
And as for my case, as I mentioned, my journey was not exactly rough, but not very smooth as well. So initially, okay, I'll just recall a bit. So the fellowship is divided into three parts of 3 months each. So for the first 3 months, we have this self, and next 3 months we have the identity module, and the last 3 months are for your social action project. So and for the first 6 months, you have these various sessions where you have a speaker who comes and discusses with you, and then which is usually followed by an activity. And that activity was the best part of the day. क्योंकि लेक्चर में तो वैसा रहता है कि ओके लाइक इट्स like your regular school lectures or college lectures, you just want it to pass, and you just want to skip the theory and straight away jump to the practical. So that activity was the practical of every session. So and you will also get a lot of assignments, not a lot of assignments, you will get some assignments, a lot of tasks. And for all the new fellows, I would suggest not to skim on them, not to get lazy and skip the deadline. Just complete your work before time. So Nikita will be very happy. So that's, and also hmm, so the fellowship for me gave me that push which I wanted in life. So my mind was always filled with different ideas, like kuch karna hai. I want to do something for the society, and I had a lot of different ideas, but not exactly. I didn't exactly know how to start it. This social action project module of the fellowship gave me exactly what I needed. It pushed me to do something. So Anna and I came up with this project called Fighting Fake News. So the idea is that the internet is full of fake news, and it's easier than ever to spread fake news, all thanks to social media. So, so just we just go and like talk to people and tell them that you should fact check and what is the importance of fact checking in the contemporary world, especially given the political situation in India. I won't go into much detail about our project. That's something for another day. So, but this fellowship gave me the push. If not for fellowship, I would never have done this. I would never have or we would never have done a social media campaign and never have started an Instagram page. So that's something I'm very thankful for to the fellowship. Also, like, there are times when you would want to just drop out from the fellowship. Like मेरे लिए भी आया था, because at times it feels like you can't manage both your college and the fellowship, but it will pass. You will be able to manage everything. Just don't get lazy. That's the advice I would give every other batch coming after us. And throughout the journey, these three people have always been helpful. So Nikita has always been there for us. Like Pooja was there with us in the beginning, but had to leave because she joined some other organization. And Shubhangi was there with us for a few months. So every time there's a problem, I'd go to Nikita कि ये हो गया वो हो गया, and every time she like sort कर लेंगे हो जाएगा कुछ. So uh, thank you, thanks a lot, and I would also like to thank Sohail sir. I haven't spoke to him a lot, but he's a very nice person and he's helpful as well. Like, one of the smartest guys I have met.
Yeah, same here for me. I want to thank these three people because they have always been a support system towards me. They not only helped me in my professional development but also in my personal growth, because Nikita has constantly mentored me, taught me from very basics on how to do technological stuffs also, and that I'm indebted to Kuar also because I didn't know much about technology. And after this COVID-19 pandemic, I had to learn it, and they made sure that I learn these things and I apply it in my future prospects. Secondly, I would like to thank Pooja because I have learned a lot of writing styles from Pooja Pandey because she is a very good writer. I keep on reading her articles in various blogs, and I too had a lot of discussions on my own personal life as well as the social action project, because she guided me on how to balance things and how to go about reading certain stuff so that you get a better understanding of things and better perspective. And lastly, Shubhangi, because she has always kept a check on me and my research project. She has given a lot of ideas about how to conduct or how to approach and how to conduct sessions itself. And lastly, I also want to thank Nikita because she has also trained me on how to do sessions. I was not at all confident on conducting sessions because I had a session with a group of kids on fighting fake news, and I was literally very nervous. But then she told me that don't get nervous because this is the first opportunity you are getting and you should always utilize this. And today I am proud to say that I have learned a lot of things from Priya, and today where I stand, Priya has a part in my journey. Thank you so much, and best wishes to everyone. And note, you should utilize the small mini library that is there in the you will get to know about the library. You have a lot of books in Priya. You should always flip through some of the pages. I used to read, and always be punctual because Nikita makes sure that all are punctual, and it actually helps. I from the YND fellowship, I also learned how to be punctual in my work. I tried to maintain a record of coming in time and flipping some of the pages of the valuable resources that are there in the YND class or in the Priya itself. So please utilize those books.
Okay, and I think that was our time. Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you very, very much. And I really enjoyed listening to you. And we just had 3 presentations today, but there are other fellows also who were there with us during this journey. Hani, Gargi, Mukul, Sumbul, Bhavishya, Adarsh, Navya, everyone did an amazing job. And we were not able to take your presentations in this round, but if you have any comment, if you would like to share briefly about your journey, we would love to hear from you. If anyone is interested, you can just write in the chat box, or you can raise your hand. There's an option where you can raise your hand, and we will just unmute you so that you can speak. Okay.
Okay. So I think before moving forward, we would like to request our special guests from UNESCO, Antidote, and APPI to share their thoughts on the presentations that have been made by the fellows, and they can probably guide them for their future endeavors. Yeah.
We can start with JP. You've also facilitated session with them, and you've known our work for a very long time, so it would be good to hear from you.
Great, thank you, Nikita. Yes, with pleasure. I mean, what can I say? It's just a great pleasure to be here with all of you today. I say hi again to you, to Professor Rajesh, to Suhail, to everyone involved in this wonderful initiative. Yes, it seems like a completely different planet when we met last time for the training in the UNESCO office. With the fellows at the time on the SDGs, and it's like really delightful to be here with you sharing this day, this International Youth Day, that is actually, as you may have read somewhere, like the theme for this year is on youth engagement for global action. And it's looking particularly to highlight the engagement of youth at the local community level, at the national level, and at the global level. And I think this program and the presentations we've just heard are a very good example of how youth can make a difference. And I mean, the pandemic has brought so many issues to the forefront. Not all of the presentations were giving a specific focus and attention to how the pandemic has affected these issues. But certainly, as one of my Assistant Director Generals in UNESCO in our headquarters in Paris says, the pandemic is just like putting lenses that enhance the biggest problems that were already there, right? And that is what most of your projects address, issues that were already there, but that will certainly become bigger with this pandemic we are going through. We cannot begin even to measure the full impact of how this pandemic will continue to evolve and the socioeconomic effects that it will have. And of course, this will be the biggest to youth in general and to those vulnerable in particular. So what the world needs today is exactly that, youth engagement, and your commitment and your engagement is ever more important. So the only thing I can say is that I really congratulate you. I trust, and hearing about your journeys through this fellowship, it's wonderful to see that your engagement has paid off. Most of the program had to be transformed into social distancing and remote, but at least you have kept your engagement through the pandemic, through the national lockdown in India. And I congratulate you because of that, because of being engaged, all of those that are completing, and for those that will be part of the next cohort. I trust that your engagement and what you will learn from this, as you have heard, will be a fantastic driver for change in society, in your community, and in the India of the today and India of the future. So those are my first reactions to the wonderful presentations. I mean, I don't want to get into the specifics or details because the projects are so different but so important. So I think I would leave my intervention there. Thank you so much, Nikita.
Thank you, Mr. Pablo, for your comments. They were very, they were valuable for us. And thank you UNESCO for because every time we used to go to UNESCO, they were so welcoming, and fellows have learned a lot from UNESCO.
If Rahul and Mokshada would like to add anything. Mokshada also commented in the chat box that if these fellows will be taking these social action projects forward. Some of them, yes, definitely. And with this COVID thing, as JP was mentioning, it was very difficult to actually take these projects to online and use participatory research, interact with people. So most of these projects have gone online as well. So these fellows definitely wish to take this forward.
I think now it's time to basically call Dr. Tandon here, because you have been hearing that how his valuable comments and guidance has helped us and also the fellows in their programs and understanding different concepts. So I would like to invite Dr. Tandon to share his thoughts, because he has been taking sessions with them, talking to them, guiding them on their projects, and he always guides us, but then he had a different connection with these fellows. So we would like to hear from him what he would like to.
Thank you, Nikita and Yashvi. But more importantly, thank you, fellows. And I can tell you that your social action projects are amazing, amazing. You know, I cannot imagine in February that this will happen. In fact, you know, Nikita may remember, we internally said, well, if they don't complete, what can we do? You know, pandemic has come. But look at your creativity, amazing, amazing. I mean, not everybody got a chance to present, and I'm guiding two teams who did not present, but they came up with there's a team talking about personal finance, financial literacy, and they got locked down, but they talked to the villagers near their home and developed some insights, gave them some inputs. Then they did a survey of their peers, developed some insight, and just this morning they said we are going to organize a webinar with experts to provide financial literacy. Wonderful. I mean, even though I was their mentor, I said, okay, you know, they are stuck in their home, don't bother. Chalta hai. But amazing. And I tell you that each of the three topics that I heard about and the couple of others where I was mentoring, they are amazing. And as Juan Pablo said, they are most topical and relevant in the context in which we are finding ourselves. Can you imagine that a sample of sexual abuse of male boys had never spoken about it, and all the abusers were people they knew? Can you imagine? And now, an hour ago, at 3 o'clock this afternoon, I was speaking to Bal Vikas Society in Jharkhand on the same youth day. They have these homes, shelter homes, and childline homes, and all these facilities that they support, government of Jharkhand and other NGOs, and there are. And I saw large number of those boys in small shelter homes or hostels, and when I listened to the presentation from you all, from Anubha and Hanur, I said, my God, imagine what is happening to them. Maybe we should now find a way to interact with them. I'll put you in touch. The fake news. Any one of us who has a mobile knows the fake news. And the problem of fake news increased even in light of the infection story. How far, who is infected. You remember those visuals when thousands of migrant workers repeatedly went to Mumbai railway station on fake news, thinking train will start today. Desperate in late April, early May heat, without money, without food. What damage the fake news was causing. And if you can take that forward, it will be very powerful work. आप में से कई लोगों ने देखा होगा, you may have seen this उड़ता पंजाब movie है, The Problem of Drugs. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमारे जमाने में नहीं था, हम भी दारू पी लेते थे और सुट्टा मार देते थे ये वो. But the intensity of that, because the industry behind pushing drugs among youth, it's an industry. And Juan Pablo, of course, would know it even better, given the region he has seen so closely. But it has come here, and it is widespread. Now, your small project has a potential to take it forward, to recruit new facilitators of change through your work. So each of these three, and I am aware of a couple of others myself. So these are, you have selected important topics, but you have also been very creative with the pandemic and how to take it forward. And this is very impressive. I mean, I can. Couple of extra points from what you reflected upon, my own reflection. In every capacity enhancement program in Priya, I have always believed in integrating the personal and the professional. I have always supported conceptualization and lived experience. I've always looked at starting from the micro, from the immediate, but relating to the macro from the distant future. And that worked for you is so heartening. It worked for the young people of the second decade of the 21st century. It used to work for illiterate rural women of the 1970s when I began this methodology, but it worked for you in the second decade of 21st century who went to superior colleges and universities, it's very satisfying. It's very heartening. And thanks a lot to you all. You are always part of the Priya family. Don't go away. All the best.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable comments, remarks, and we always love to. And lastly, I will request Sohail and Rita to share their thoughts because they have been with the fellows, and during this journey, they have conceptualized the fellowship program. So it would be amazing to listen from their perspective that how the fellowship went was there for them and what was their learning, their reflection from the fellowship. So, Sohail, would you like to start and then we can share?
Sure. I think it's apt that the first cohort of the fellowship is sort of formally wrapping up today on International Youth Day. I think, like everyone has said before, all the presentations today were excellent, and they show the meaningful journeys the fellows have taken in the fellowship. But I also know of the many other projects that have taken place, and I think everyone has done a fabulous job. It's been an interesting journey to support the YND fellowship, from conceptualizing it to then putting it into motion and getting the word out there, getting our first cohort of fellows. It's been a good learning journey for us. And I think today's presentations have really convinced us of the power of this program. I think it's fair to say that I myself have noticed a change in all the fellows over the 12 months. I remember the first orientation session we had, and then if we fast forward to the time where they were trying to grapple with their social action projects during the lockdown, I told them this on a call once, and if I was in their shoes and I was doing a college degree while doing a fellowship and I had to take a project online, I would have found it very tough given there was so much happening, so much disruption. So I think the fact that they have done that and then done that very well is, I believe, a testament to what they have learned during the fellowship. I mean, it's fair to say that I have seen the youth build the capacity and confidence to play an active role in society, and I think moving forward we need this is important. This program is important as we need spaces such as these where young people can come together, talk about issues that matter, and we can provide them safe spaces to do so, and also enable their leadership and capacities. A lot of people during the last few months have talked about a new normal. I would really like to see a new normal where young people take the lead in making decisions, in leading change, and I think I'll leave it at there. So thank you everyone, and thanks to all the fellows for all their hard work. It was a pleasure to know all of you.
Thank you, Sohail, for your comments. And now, Nikita, would you like to also share?
Yeah, it was a great journey, and I remember when I joined Priya, they asked me which project I wanted to join, and I said some other project, and I'm glad that they put me in the youth engagement project. I feel so lucky to be able to engage with such passionate young people and work with them to learn from them. And it's not just that they've been saying that Priya has been a great part of their journey, but for me, these fellows have been an absolutely amazing part, and I've learned a lot from them. And I want to be connected with you all, and I want to help you with your projects if you want to go ahead with them in future. And thank you for actually making my Priya journey a great journey. And now, moving ahead, we would like to leave the floor open for the new cohort of the fellows who've recently joined us. And this time we also have students who are doing PhD, we have students who are doing their bachelor's, masters, who are in their gap year, and also the fellows who are in the alumni batch to have a conversation, to ask if you have any questions, to just share your experience. I saw Aman raising his hand, so if you want to start the conversation, Aman, please feel free to do that. And you guys can also switch on your videos if you are comfortable. We can also take a very nice picture.
It feels like that the old fellows are going to pass on their legacy to the new fellows. So it's the time to do that. And let's hear from everyone. I mean, like they can share their thoughts, how did their journey. We got to hear from few of them. The others didn't get chance. This is the chance they can. Other fellows, anything they would like to share?
So first of all, I didn't expect that after like completion of this whole journey, I'll feel bad because I wasn't like at the start, I wasn't sure that shall I join this or not. And so the new batch, like if you people have any doubt that you should continue with this or this is a good choice or not, so like I guarantee you this is definitely a good choice. Just it's a wonderful choice that you could have made because to me at first also I thought, okay, this is 9 months long. It is a kind of commitment I never made to any kind of organization before, but when the things started to flow and the sessions kept going, and as many of my fellows have mentioned that yes, as Kuvar said that the activity part was best. It was just like we used to wait for games period in our schools. Okay, now we'll go to the fields. But just like that, I was very excited. Okay, now activities will happen. So believe me, those things will keep you always engaged, and everything will go well. And about my experience, okay, so I didn't write a speech or something, it is just raw, so sorry for the fumble I will go through. So first of all, I would say that, okay, so everyone here in the Priya, they are just like your friends. There is no strict or hard and fast rule or something. And whenever you have any problem, any issue, just talk to them. I mean, Nikita knows how much I have irritated her. I mean, many times I just call and say, I don't know what to do now. I don't know how to start with things. Even when I was like starting with my project, she used to guide me, do this, try this, do this. And then also she used to repeat same things like to me again and again. And yet I used to irritate her. I'm not understanding this. I don't know. And she read through me. And Arti sir was a mentor. And whenever I used to contact him, he was always available. Okay, definitely. Why not? And sir, today you said that you was our mentor. Please don't feel you are, because I'm still going to bug you with a lot of questions. So do not think that this job of yours is done. And but definitely to new fellows, guys, you have made the right choice and go with this. This is going to be a magical experience because you will get to learn so many things that you don't even know that you might get to learn. So overall, my experience has been great, and that I would like to say that go on with this. And yes, you might feel at a certain point of time that you might not get you might not go on with this, because this also happened with me, that at once I thought that I should have to drop this because things were not going as planned in my life. But if that time comes in your life, the right choice will be to go on with this fellowship, because the things you will get to learn, the opportunities you will get to learn, and the most important part, the people you will meet, the fears you have, you will learn to how to combat those things. Because being an introvert and now volunteering to speak in front of you, this is the change you people are seeing in me. And to bring such a huge change in one's behavior in 9 months is something I believe Priya has achieved and will be achieving in future times as well. So I just wish all of you a luck, and Priya team for making this program, for planning everything so nicely. And thank you for accepting my interview. I don't know whether I was good or not, but thanks for giving me this chance, because I definitely learned a lot. So thank you.
So now I would like to just share and say that the very first day of the interview, as somebody also shared, it was very informal and I didn't realize कि my interview happened. And when I went back and my friends asked कि कैसे कैसे क्या पूछा क्या हुआ, मैंने कहा मुझे पता ही नहीं चला कि मेरा इंटरव्यू हो गया. It was so good. And I felt कि wow, this is so the environment that you get in Priya is so friendly that you don't realize कि you are doing some fellowship kind of thing. Fellowship sounds so huge and ऐसा लगता है कि पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हैं. But whenever I used to come back from the sessions in Priya, my friends used to say कि तुम्हें लगता ही नहीं देख के कि तुम कुछ करके आ रही हो. So you have college till Saturday and on Sundays you're going there and it's really fresh. So I say, I used to say, tell them कि वो मेरा energy dose है और मैं जब वहाँ पे जाती हूँ तो मुझे मेरे अंदर energy अपने आप flow होने लगती है. And I am sure no matter how this pandemic affects us, but still the bond that we have created with Priya is going to be there, lifelong. And I am going to, bother everybody at Priya at any point of time in my life, and I would not think even a bit before that. So thank you very much for creating that kind of environment, that safe space that you always talk about. तो मुझे लगता था कि safe space क्या, ठीक है कहीं भी बात कर लो safe space, but now I realize that safe space is this where you can be yourself. So thank you for letting us be ourselves and also polishing our characters as we are. Thank you very much.
It's like that. Though we have a small department, but it's a very big schedule. Busy schedule in the social work domain. So like we have interact with the Anuba. She's our seniors, and I have three of my classmates are the new fellow of the Priya. Like Anurag is there, Trith is there, and Ajit is also there. They are pretty much excited about that, and it's also feel like quite मतलब एक जोश आता है ऊपर वाला के मतलब इन द सेंस कि आप एलुमनाई बन चुके हैं उन चीज के और अब इस चीज का एक मतलब अलग अच्छा लगता है मतलब इन द सेंस द थिंग इज the जो main motive है I thought that has been achieved for me at least. And I mean one of the main motive is that I have tried to achieve one sort of thing, and that is the observation skills, I would say. And I have pretty much focused on that the lecture given by the Tandon sir, that how to be a keen observer, and I love that. I love that session. It's just like I want to be that sort of a person who is a keen observer, and I would say that it's a part of, you can say, over a 1 year long journey. I'm able to you can say that I've pretty much improved that sort of skill. So I would say and that the project that I'm doing is all about to complete. It's just little bit the document works are there. I'm मैं बहुत थोड़ा सा disappointed view के मैं आज present नहीं कर पाया, but the thing is कि जब तक इसको perfect नहीं बना लेता तब तक नहीं मैं मतलब करना चाहता, but that's all. Hopefully कि मैं जल्द ही उसको present करूँगा, because lots of people have engaged in that particular sort of project, including my friend as well. So, and lots of insight are there from different fellows as well. And और लोगों के साथ जैसे हम interact करना, मतलब being a foodie partner or any sort of things that you can say, it's all a good thing. And निकिता के जो insights है और पीछे के मतलब जो हमारी कान खींचने वाली बात है, तो I would say that is pretty much good. So it's wonderful. 1 year long journey.
There were a lot of people whose projects were not completed, but I think their experiences also matter and their experiences are really important as well. I know some of you were able to complete the projects within the timeline, but some of you not, but that's completely okay, and I think you should be proud of what you've done. Sir, I think Aarti sir, you should take that observation session with the entire Priya staff. Everyone is super impressed with that session. Okay, we also have Tess with us. So Tess is from Trinity College and she's doing this research work with the alumni batch of fellows. Tess, do you want to add anything? Tess, can you hear us?
Yes, hi, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Amazing. Hello, everyone. Some of you know me because I've spoken to you already, and some of you don't. My name is Tess, like you were saying, and I've been working with Priya since May, just interviewing as many fellows as I can to understand your journeys that you have gone through from the fellowship. And I have to say it has been incredibly interesting and inspiring to hear all of your stories and all of your different backgrounds and how that has impacted and furthered your time at Priya. So my research project at the moment is looking at how the modules of self and identity created a building block for ideas of participation and active citizenship in democracy, and to become more open and understanding of others and people's beliefs. And it's been so great having those discussions with everyone. And so hopefully you all get to read what I have to say, and that you agree with it. And I hope that you fellows have as good an experience as all of the previous fellows have explained to me, because honestly, it sounds great. And I'm just sad that I couldn't have been there in person, but I really appreciate being involved from afar. And Priya has just been such an open and inclusive and understanding organization to work with. And so I have nothing but good things to say.
Thank you. Anyone would like to share anything before we end? Anyone? All right. Thank you very, very much, all of you, for joining us for this day. Happy International Youth Day to everyone, to each one of you. I think there were a lot of people who are not young, but I think young is just a number, that's it. And all of us are young by heart. Thank you for being a great batch of fellows, and all the best to the new batch of the fellows. And thank you for sharing your experiences. We'll have more presentations in future, and we have different events, and stay connected with each other. Thank you, JP, for joining us. Thank you, Mokshada. Thank you, Rahul, for joining us. And thank you, the entire Priya team, PSD team, M15 for joining us. Have a great day. Take care of yourself. Thank you very much. See you.